Good morning, class. Today is Wednesday, April the 21st. And we have red today because yesterday was black. And what's our year? 2021. Yeah, I've seen some sunshine today, but not a whole lot. Right now it's cloudy, so I'm going to put the partial sun, partial cloud up. And we said it is Wednesday. If today is Wednesday, what was yesterday? You said Tuesday, you're correct. If today is Wednesday, what will tomorrow be? If you said Thursday, you're correct. And our season is what? That's it, it's spring. So let's put this all together. And if we do that, we say today is Wednesday, April the 21st. 20, the 2 represents the two groups of 10, and 1 day, 21st, 2021. Alrighty, it's a good day, so let's thank the Lord for it. Dear Jesus, we thank you for another day. It's the middle of the week. We're excited to move, to learn, and to have fun today. So we thank you for this day, and we ask that you'll help us to make good decisions and to enjoy the day. Amen. Well, what have we been talking about in our Bible time last week? And this week, we've been talking about honesty, and we know that means telling the truth. We know that's important because when we tell the truth, people know they can trust what we're saying. So we build strong relationships by being trustworthy when people know that we are honest. And our verse that we're learning, so we can keep it inside to help us remember that it's important to tell the truth, is found in the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 9. Let's practice that together now. Do not lie to one another, since you have taken off the old self and put on the new self. And where is it found? Colossians chapter 3, verse 9. Girls, can you stand up and say it with me? Do not lie to one another, since you have taken off the old self and put on the new self. Colossians chapter 3, verse 9. And boys, girls, you can sit down. Boys, stand up and say it with me. Colossians chapter 3, verse 9. Do not lie to one another, since you have taken off your old self and put on your new self. Boy, your memory work is coming right along. I bet you could say it off by heart today if you had to. But we've got 2 more days, and on Friday, everyone will get a chance to say their memory verse, and I'm looking forward to hearing from them. Thank you for the ones that you sent in from last week. So on the topic of honesty, our story today is called God Cares for the Righteous. Righteous means people who choose to do the right thing. In our story today, it's found in Psalms, the book of Psalms in the middle of the Bible, and we know that David wrote a lot of those Psalms, and this story is about him. If you remember, he worked for King Saul, playing music in King Saul's home. He lived with him. And because David became so popular with the people around him, because God was with him and he was helping him to fight battles, and people were noticing David. And King Saul became jealous of David because he thought that people would like David better than him. So it wasn't safe for David to stay in King Saul's house anymore, and he had to run away. He was hiding from Saul. And Saul was telling lies about David because he wanted people to think David was not a good person. So no doubt David felt afraid. But even though he felt afraid, he knew that God was with him. Whether he was hiding or whether he was living in King Saul's palace, God was still with him. And he knew that God knew that the things Saul was saying about him were not true. So he knew that even though life wasn't easy for him when Saul was chasing him, God was with him, God would not leave him, and so he could be confident. Has anyone ever told a lie about you? How did that make you feel? Well, you read about David's experience when King Saul was telling lies about him, and read that story with your parents, and then there's some questions for you to answer as you think about what do you do if someone is lying about you. And that is our story for today. I hope you enjoy that and you're able to think and find out what to do when people aren't always telling the truth and how that can hurt relationships. And when you're done your Bible time, we can stand up and have a little stretch. Twist to the right, to the left, touch your toes, stand up tall, stretch out, clap your hands, touch your nose, open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Give a little clap, open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Give a little tap. And while you're still standing, let's take time to sing O Canada with our friends, the Wiggles. Are you ready? Looking at the Canadian flag? Here we go.
We're going to sing the Canadian National Anthem to celebrate all things Canadian. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, we love singing the Canadian anthem.
Wonderful singing. And now it's time to take a look at language today. We know that language is talking about words and letters, and we're getting ready in kindergarten to learn how to read when we get to grade 1. But right now we're just learning a lot about letters and numbers. Letters. Right now we're going to talk about letters, and we are learning that to read small words like 3-letter words, we're learning about word families. And we know that when words are in the same word family, they what? That's it. They rhyme. So our word family this week is spelled I-T. What does I say? That's right. Itchy. And what does T say? Tennis. So if we put those together, t. What does that spell? It. So this is the it family. Mrs. Pedler has put 3 letters here. P, and we know that says p, 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 like you're blowing out the candle. H, hot. And S, slithering snake. we are going to put a P, an H, and an S in front of the word family, it. And we are going to get some three-letter words that rhyme because they're all in the it family. Let's go ahead and do that now. P, it. P, it. What do we get if we add a P onto it? Put it together. Pit. P, it. Pit. Now let's try an H in front of it. H, it. H, it. Let's put it together. Hit. 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 H-I-D-T spells hit. And one more. We're going to put an S in front of it. S, it. S, it. And let's put it together. Sit. Sit. So we have made three letters in the it word family. Let's read them together now. Pit, hit, sit. It. P, it, it, s, it. Pit, hit, and sit. Good for you. You just spelled three words and you just read three words in the it family. And Mrs. Pedler has given you a worksheet to practice more words in the it family. You're going to write them and then you're going to draw a picture in the box beside each word. And when you're done doing that worksheet, there's an it family word slider where you can put the letters in the holes and then slide them up and down beside it to make different words. So you can have fun with that as well, practicing the three-letter words in the it family. So that's your language for today. And when you're done your language, it's time to work on your math. We're still comparing numbers. We were talking about one more. So today, we're going to talk about one less. That means smaller than. One smaller than. So if I have 3 apples, what would be one less? If I took one away, then I would have 2. So 2 is one less than 3. Let's take a look at that, what it looks like on our board. So just like I said, if we had 3 apples, 1, 2, and 3, there we go. And someone came along, I had 3 apples and I wanted to share with them. So I gave one of my apples to a friend. So now I don't have 3 anymore. How many do I still have? Let's count them. 1, 2. So 2 is one less than 3. 3 apples. Take away 1 apple, that's the one I gave my friend, and I still have 2 apples left. I had 3 apples, I gave 1 to my friend, and now I have 2 apples left. So 2 is 1 less than 3. Let's try that with some goldfish. I don't have an orange marker with me right now, so we'll just make our fish green. 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, and let's do 4 fish. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we have 4 fish and we give 1, well, let's give two fish swam away. Two fish swam away. So these guys swam away. But these guys stayed. We had 4, 2 swam away. So how many do we have left? 1, 2. But let's say only 1 swam away. So we had 4, and 1 of them swam away. So let's make him go this direction because he's swimming. He's going the opposite direction. So we'll cross him out. He's gone. Ooh, we had 4. 1 swam away. How many do we have left? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. So 3 is 1 less than 4. On your page, JK's, it says draw a set with 1 less. So we had 4. So if this is what your page will look like. You have 3 boxes here, and you have 3 boxes on this side. Let's say that this is our box with 4 fish. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It says draw a box with 1 less. So that means we take 1 away. If we take 1 away, how many do we have? That's right, 1, 2, 3. So we have to draw a box with 1 less than 4, which is 3. 1, 2, and 3. So 3 is 1 less than 4. If we draw some octopuses, so we have 2 octopuses. Draw a box with 1 less. What's 1 less than 2? We had 2 and we take 1 away. How many do we have left? 1, of course. So one is 1 less than 2. Let's do 3 apples. 1, 2, 3. We want 1 less than 3. What is that? 1, 2. So in this box, we would draw 1 less than 3, and we would have 2. I know you'll have no problem with that page. So JK's, that's your math page. And SK's, you're going to do this side and this side, the other side. On the other side, it says write how many. Circle the set that has 1 less than the picture on the left. So you're going to have 3 boxes in each row. You have to put the number of things that are in each box in the small box, and then you circle the box that has 1 less than the one on the left. So you have to choose between these two. Which one has 1 less? Circle it. So I'm going to count. First, I'm going to count how many butterflies are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put the number 5 here. Then I'm going to count how many worms are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put the 6 here. Then I'm going to count how many worms are here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the 4 here. Now I need to decide which of these boxes has 1 less than 5. So of course, I'm going to circle the one that has 4, because 4 is 1 less than 5. So if we were to do that, an example of that together on the board, let's stick with our fish. We're going to have 3 boxes now instead of 2. In this box, I'm going to put 5 fish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you can't see that. There we go. And 5. So, first, I'm going to put how many fish are here? 4. How many fish are here? 3. And how many fish are here? 5. Now I have to circle which box, which of these is 1 less than this one. So this is 4. Is 3 1 less? Or is 5 1 less? Well, of course, 3 is 1 less because it's a smaller number, and less means smaller. It's going backwards by 1. So if we're at 4 and we're counting backwards, we get to 3. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's counting backwards. We want to count backwards 1, 4 to 3. If we're at 6 and we count backwards 1, we would be at what? 5. 6, 5 when we're counting backwards. When we're counting forwards, we would go 6, 7. But we're counting backwards by 1. 6 to 5, 4 to 3. Alrighty. Let me put this up here. 4 backwards to 3, and 5 backwards to 4. You see that? 1 back, 1 back. All right, so SKs, you're going to do the front and the back, and JKs, you're going to do the front. So that's our math lesson on 1 less, or 1 smaller. And that means we're counting backwards by 1. Okay. Well, we covered a lot. And we've gone through our Bible time, our language, and our math. So what time is it now? That's right. It's time for you to get up and have a bathroom break, a drink break, a snack break, a stretching break. And then when we come back, find a comfy chair. And I have a fun book to share with you, Fine Feathered Friends. See you in a couple minutes. Alrighty then. Are you all comfy? Got your feet up? It's story time. Well, in the last book that we finished yesterday, it was about some friends named Midge and Sid. And what were they? That's right, they were birds. So today's book is going to help us learn a little bit more about the bird family. And it's called Fine Feathered Friends. All about birds. I am Cat in the Hat, here to say a few words about all of your fine feathered friends, known as birds. There are millions of birds. I will show you some. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Now, the birds we will meet, I'm just going to get this computer situated so you can see the pictures really well. Here we go. Now the birds we will meet are alike in some things. They each have a beak, a tail, and 2 wings. They are covered in feathers and stand on two legs. And when they have babies, they hatch out of eggs. Birds have 3 eyelids on each eye and have no teeth. Don't ask us why. Wow, 3 eyelids on each eye. Birds come in all colors, all shapes, and all sizes, and live in a world that is full of surprises. So there's many, many different kinds of birds, but they all have 3 things in common. They have a beak, a tail, and 2 wings. And they have their babies hatch from eggs. The world's biggest bird is the ostrich. So there he is, that's the world's biggest bird. I can stand 9 feet tall. You see, that's taller than me. So the ostrich is taller than a human being. Be taller than Mrs. Peddler, taller than your mom or dad, 9 feet tall. Most human beings are somewhere between 5 and 6 feet tall. And an ostrich is 3 feet taller than that. There's a tale told about them I don't understand. Some say these birds hide their heads in the sand, but they couldn't and wouldn't. It's simply not true. It's a thing that no ostrich I know would do. That would be a long way down for him to go to put his head all the way in the sand, wouldn't it? The bee hummingbird is so tiny, so small, it's just 2 inches long. That's the smallest of all. So we said the ostrich is the biggest bird, and the bee hummingbird is the smallest bird. So we talked in measurement about what an inch looks like. It looks about like that. So the bee hummingbird is 2 inches, so it's about that big. That's pretty small compared to the ostrich. And its wings beat so fast that they hum when it flies. Its wings beat so fast that it makes a humming noise. And the eggs that it lays are just jelly bean size. Can you imagine? You've seen robin's eggs before. They're pretty small. But the bee hummingbird's eggs are the size of a jelly bean. I wouldn't want to eat one though, would you? A bird gets its name from the simplest things, what it does, how it looks, or the song that it sings. Like the flycatcher's name comes as no big surprise, because when it's hungry, it likes to catch flies. The chickadee's named for the sound of its song. It chickadee-dees in the trees all day long. And the beautiful blue jay you see flying by has feathers as bright, as blue as the sky. So these 3 birds got their name from something they do or say. The flycatcher's named the flycatcher because it catches flies to eat. That's this guy. The chickadee is called the chickadee because of the song that it sings. And the blue jay is called the blue jay because of its bright blue feathers. The flycatcher, the chickadee, and the blue jay. We've also learned about the ostrich and the bee hummingbird. Well, here's some more birds. Well, the spoonbill, who lives in a marsh or lagoon, is named for its bill, which is shaped like a spoon. Can you see that? There's the spoonbill. He lives in the marsh, and see his bill? It looks like a spoon. That's a pretty big beak. The tailor birds far off in Asia, I've read, sew up their nests, but they never use thread. They shred up thin pieces of dead leaves instead. Well, that's pretty interesting. This is a tailor bird that lives in Asia. And he sews his nest together by ripped up pieces of leaves. That's a pretty creative bird to be able to sew his nest together. So that was the spoonbill and the tailor bird. And meet the bald eagle, I'm happy to say. He's the national bird for the whole USA. Though his name says he's hairless, he's really not bald. He's the symbol of freedom, whatever he's called. So there's the bald eagle. I think maybe he's called the bald eagle because his head is white, so it looks like he's bald on top. In the United States, he's their national bird. When you're looking for birds, you can listen to hear the sounds that they make that are new to your ear. Like the owl's go hoo, and the heron's who squawk, or the dove's gentle coo. Remember Midge? She was a dove. That's the way they talk. Or the parakeet's trill, or the guinea hen's cluck, or the boom of an ostrich, the quack of a duck, the cry of the loon, or the caw of the crow, or the catbird who meows like some cats I know. Well, that's pretty interesting. A bird that meows like a cat. Well, there's so many different birds with different sounds. Some birds that you see love to glide through the sky, while other birds stay on the ground and can't fly. So not all birds can fly. Take the New Zealand kiwi, whose name rhymes with peewee. Both hiwi and shiwi will never take flight. So there's the kiwis, the male and the female, and they don't fly. But they're still a bird because they have a tail, a beak, and wings, even though their wings don't help them to fly. And these shy little birds like to stay out of sight and search for their food in the dark of night. It doesn't tell us the name of those ones, but they're pretty tiny. But they don't fly either. And now birds have some habits we may think are strange, but these habits are things that they can't ever change. Like the emperor penguin who lives in the snow when there's nothing to build a warm nest with. And so, when a mom lays an egg, it goes up on dad's feet until it's hatched. He can't move or eat. He must stand very still through each cold, icy storm till the day finally comes. Well, that's pretty interesting. See, there's the emperor penguin living in the cold north where not a lot of food grows and there's not much to make a warm nest with. So the daddy keeps the baby eggs warm between his tummy and his feet, and he has to stand there while the mummy brings back food in the cold, keeping the egg warm. Well, I think tomorrow we'll find out what happens when the baby emperor penguin is born. So we still have a few pages to read tomorrow, but so far in our book we've learned about a lot of different birds. What are the three things they have in common? They have a beak, they have wings, and they have a tail. Do all birds fly? No. We know the kiwi bird from Australia does not fly. We know that the penguins don't fly. We know they have lots of different sounds, even one that meows like a cat, the catbird. And lots of birds are named for what they do or say, like the spoon-billed bird that has a spoon-shaped beak. We learned about the tailor bird who sews his nest from pieces of dead leaves. We learned about the chickadee who sings. Chickadee, chickadee. The bluebird who has beautiful blue feathers. The flycatcher who catches flies and eats them. We learned about the smallest bird, the bee hummingbird, just 2 inches long. And his wings move so fast that it makes a buzzing sound, a humming sound. And we learned about the largest bird, the ostrich, who's 9 feet tall, taller than human beings. And we learned that there are millions of different kinds of birds. So tomorrow we'll find out what happened to the baby emperor penguins, and we'll find out some more interesting facts about birds. But for now, I think it's time to take a break, go outside, have some fun, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll learn many more interesting things together. Have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.